Okay, so I'm going to be talking in this video about focus. This is a subject I'm going to be going into more and more. I'm almost certified as a behavioral change specialist, so I'll be really working with my clients more on these things. I've been pretty limited in the past as far as going into these types of things, but I will be coaching people on various aspects, but focus is definitely going to be one of them. Focus is incredibly important. Now more than ever, our focus is under attack. With social media and phones, things are constantly competing for our attention. In fact, if you're still watching this video right now, I'm pretty proud of you that you managed to not be distracted by another ad or something like that. So I'm going to basically give you an example for how focus works and some things that you could possibly do to help improve it. And that's kind of the thing, is that there's this belief system that some people are capable of focus and other people are not. People are easily distracted, like, oh my gosh, that's a squirrel. There is truth that some people tend to be more naturally focused than others, but that's also true in the case of some people are naturally more strong or athletic than others, or faster than others. And even though that may be the case, people who are maybe not as naturally as strong or as athletic, they're capable of making improvements if they consistently and properly work towards those things. So focus is the same way. You can actually develop different circuitry in your brain towards focus. It's just something you have to consistently work on, and like anything, it requires effort. So there's no magic pill here. This is just kind of going over how focus works. So I'm going to give you kind of an example. No cool illustrations here today. I'm not much of an artist, so we're going to have 3 circles, which represent things that, can you see that? Yeah, there we go. 3 things that might compete for your attention. And the example is you're going to go out to dinner with someone, okay? So let's say this is the person you're having dinner with, okay? This is the person that this is your phone, okay? That's pretty relatable, right? It's your phone going off in your pocket. Maybe it's on the table where it shouldn't be, by the way. And maybe this is the TV screen at the restaurant. Maybe a game is on or something to that effect. So all 3 of these things might try to compete for your attention. And let's assume that, I'll give you a good example. Motivation is a lot of times why people will suddenly have the ability to focus on something. So let's say you're on a date with someone new who you're interested in. So you're motivated to focus on your date, right? You might be able to control yourself to not be distracted by your phone or the TV or the game going on in the background. Okay, but the thing is that if we have to rely on motivation to be focused, sometimes when it's important to be focused on something, but our motivation might be low that day or just low in general, then that's where we run into the issues of a lack of focus. So now let's change the situation. Let's say, for whatever reason, the person you're out to dinner with, maybe it's a colleague or a boss, or maybe there's something else that is distracting you, that's weighing on you, but at the moment you decided it's important to be focused on this person you're eating dinner with, to like not be rude. How do you develop focus in those situations to put it where it needs to be? Focus is just like anything else. It's going to be difficult. Anything that you have started off trying to work towards, like a push-up, for example. If you started to get good at push-ups, it was because at some point or another you accepted that you sucked at it, and you were okay with that, and you just continued to practice and put that effort forward. So when you start developing and working on drills and exercise to improve your focus, it is going to be difficult and it could be frustrating. But just like anything in life that you work towards getting better at and were successful in doing that, you have to kind of go through that period in time where it's natural to get a little frustrated with how difficult it is. So there's a few ways to work on developing focus. And the one I'm going to share with you today, one that I do personally every day, is breathing exercises. And breathing exercises is a good method because when you think about it, you don't have to focus on breathing for it to happen. You just do it. But it's also something you can control, which makes it kind of interesting. It's an interesting bodily system. So the idea is that you attempt to place all of your focus. Just so you know, mostly people are going to have way more than 3 distractions in life. Things are constantly competing for our attention. So let's say this is breathing, and this is what time it is, and this is this other thing that you're trying to not think about. You're going to find that, let's draw a few more thought bubbles here. All these distracting things: stress, concern, worries, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and this is the one that you want to focus on. Okay, you're going to find as you do your breathing exercises that your brain is naturally going to try to shift between these thoughts. That is okay. Just simply acknowledge that, and the repetition of improving your focus is simply acknowledging that and returning to attempts to put 100% of your focus on your breathing. Okay, so that is half the battle. Now, as far as recommending which breathing exercises to do, that is not something that I'm going to do. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself. At this point in time, it's tempting for me to just say, this is what I do, you should do it, it works really good. But you need to discover what works for you. And my suggestion would be to find something that fits with your current ability. If it's too difficult, it'll be too frustrating, and you'll definitely be motivated to think about something else and do something else. So you know, I don't know, do you have any health problems? Is my breathing method too challenging for you? So I would just kind of pick something that's easy, but at least, you know, in order to do it, you have to really pay attention to it. So that's what I recommend doing every single day. Maybe in the morning while you're waiting to drink your coffee. Spend 3 minutes, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, on just controlling your thoughts, putting it on one thing, focusing on it. Every time your mind goes somewhere else, that's okay. Return your focus back to it. And you'll find that as you get stronger at that ability, that throughout the day, you know, we always multitask with things all the time, which can be fine and sometimes harmless. But do you ever have that where you have a task at hand, but you're thinking about the next task at hand, and because you're thinking about the next task, you're not focusing on the one you're supposed to be doing, which is really bad, because then you're going to suck at doing this, and then when you get to that, you might suck at doing that, because now you're going to be thinking about the thing that you weren't thinking about, that you were supposed to do, but you didn't do it well, and now that you're actually to the thing you were thinking about, you're thinking about the other thing. So it's important to be present and to pay attention and fight one battle at a time. So go ahead and look into some breathing exercises to get started on if you want, and encounter some obstacles. That's what you want. You want to discover what's going to stop you from doing them. What are your difficulties that you're encountering when you actually are taking the time to do some kind of focus drilling, and reach out to me with those obstacles, and we will figure out how to get around them together.